Politics. I usually don't go there, but today I am. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. And this morning I am just a ray of sunshine because I am ticked off. It's just deplorable that someone tried to shoot President Trump this last weekend. And before you get upset, I would be just as angry if somebody tried to shoot President Biden. There is no excuse for violence in our political system. It's not what we are founded on as a country. It's not what has made this country great. Oh, yeah, you can go back to the Civil War. You can go back to the Revolutionary War and talk about how we fought for our independence and our freedoms and so forth. Yes, I get it. But right now, with the system we have in place, trying to kill a political party's member, whether it's a president or a senator or any level, is not the way to do it. And it ticks me off, and I'm disgusted where things have gone. I'm disgusted by the things I see on social media. People on both sides of the fence with this shooting, some of the stuff is just ridiculous, obscene, disgusting. And the stuff that has led up to it is just as bad. How have we become a country that we demonize a different political party, that they are evil, that they are the enemy, when we're all fellow Americans? It's disgusting. And I can't believe that there are people out there that believe half of the country is their enemy and that they are evil. But I see people on both sides saying that, and they're wrong. There are many things Republicans stand for that I believe in, and things that are on that platform that I agree with 100%, and I think that's the way things should be done. And then there are other things on the Republican platform that make me shake my head and just like, that's ridiculous. No way. And on the Democrat side, I see things that, yes, I could back. I agree with that. I would back that 100%. And then I see other things. It's like, what fantasy land are you living in? That's ridiculous. And I think there are many people, moderates in the middle like me, that can see the exact same thing, especially when you get to the extreme right or the extreme left. I can agree with things on both sides, and I disagree with things on both sides, and that's okay, because that's how we get things done in the middle, where we can have it the best for everybody, and that's what made this country. But instead of working together, we have people that they're the enemy, everything's bad. No, they're the enemy, everything's evil, and then nothing gets done. And there are people out there, people in power, that want people fighting like that because it is easier to get people pissed off and mad at the other guy than it is to fix the problems. You fix the problems, you don't have anything to be mad at the other guy about. And the anger is what gets people to reach in their pocket and send the money. Because if everything was good, you wouldn't be upset. You wouldn't be spending the money. But boy, something's bad. It's their fault. I'm going to give money to this guy to fix it. He's not going to fix it. He just wants your money so he can stay in the position. That's what so many politicians have become now. All it is a way to stay in power. And they're continuously campaigning. The day after the election, you're going to get something in the mail saying so-and-so won. Send me money so we can stop them next time. They're continuously campaigning, not wanting to fix problems, because the problems are what people are mad about and send their money in. But we need to stop saying the other party, the other side, those people, half of the country. regardless which side you're on. That other half, they're evil, they're bad. We can disagree with ideas. We can disagree with policies respectfully, but we need to quit demonizing and making all these people evil. And that's what leads to the violence, which I abhor. That's why I spend so much time trying to help people stay safe and be able to defend themselves or know what to do if violence happens. Because I can't stop all the violence, but I think we could stop some of it if we treated people with respect and quit calling the other side evil just because we disagree with their policies, because we can disagree respectfully. I want to say good morning to a couple people before I get too far off on my rant and can't even quit. Good morning, Jay and Vicky. I appreciate you guys being here. It says right on. Thank you, Jay. Nelson's here. I agree, brother. The politicians and media need to change their way of communicating. Too much hate and division. What they expect. Shameful. That's exactly right, Nelson. And the problem is the politicians, they want the hate and the fear and the anger because that's what gets people's wallets out. Media, they want the hate and the anger and the fear because that's what gets viewers. If it bleeds, it leads. I mean, that's been the saying in media and for years and years and years. And so they fuel on us being angry and all this kind of stuff. And too many of us are too dumb to realize it and put the brakes on. Dixon's here. Good morning, Dixon. Right now is probably the most polarized Americans have ever been politics-wise. I agree, Dixon, and that's why it just upsets me and disgusts me because it doesn't need to be that way. I mean, remember Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill? I mean, they disagreed on policy. I mean, complete differences, polar opposites, but they treated each other with respect in their disagreements. They didn't call each other vile names and all sorts of things like that. You know, when I met President Reagan, President Clinton had just been elected. And when I asked President Reagan about President Clinton, he didn't say negative things about him. He didn't call him names. He said, we'll have to see how President Clinton can work with Congress for the good of the country. And then he offered some things that he believed would help President Clinton and Congress work for the good of the country. Now, our politics, the arena, has turned into a reality TV show and not a good one, with the name calling and this and that and the evil this and the evil that. And we're divided and we're seeing violence. We saw, a presidential candidate almost shot. And the way it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of it. And that is so sad because our country, the people of this country are better than that. But we are letting politicians, media run their little game, keep us divided, keep our money flowing, and things are not getting better because we're fighting and we can't get anything done. The debt just keeps going up. Things, not getting completed or accomplished. And it's pretty disgusting and sad. We need to realize that compromise is not a bad thing. Moderate, in the middle, for the good of the whole is not a bad thing. Extreme left and extreme right are never going to work for the good of the country when you got half and half. We got to find a place middle ground here in the moderate middle, which I believe more people are at than we think about. It's just the sides make all the noise. But we need to do that for the good of the country. Now, I could rant on here for hours on this, but you don't want to hear me going off. I think I've said what I need to say. It's disgusting where we're at. If you are posting things online, calling the other party evil, demonizing them, and just contributing to the division, stop it. We need to work together. If you're calling President Biden names, you're part of the problem. If you're calling President Trump names, you're part of the problem. We need to quit demonizing people, look at policies, and work toward policies and things that can help the country. And it's going to be somewhere in the middle. And there's going to have to be some compromise. That's how things get done. Dixon says, technically, Donald Trump was shot in the head. Luckily, the bullet just grazed his ear. Yeah, I mean, I am so thankful that he is okay. I feel terrible that the individual was killed and a couple others were wounded severely. I said, I abhor all violence like that. I mean, that's why I wrote my book. That's why I spend so much time trying to help people with these senseless, needless killings that go on. Jay says, good points. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. I'm going to sign off. Got a busy day. Had a busy day planned even before this happened this weekend. But with this happening this weekend, I just had to come on here and say a few of my thoughts. Hopefully, it will help you think about a thing or two. And maybe if enough of us can work toward making the country better and not being violent, things will eventually change for the good. Go out, make it a marvelous Monday. I'll see you tomorrow.